Hello and welcome to Ask Amanda Now. I am your host, Strata lawyer Amanda Farmer. We're heading out live to the Your Strata Property Facebook page. We're going out to LinkedIn. We're going out to YouTube. It is Friday afternoon, so we are here live with you, ready to chat Strata. This is an Ask Amanda Now session. That is the short session where I am going to answer one Strata question already chosen. We've picked that question up from the list that has been sent to us that was in my inbox today, that was here on the page. Thank you, everybody who has submitted a question for Ask Amanda Now. And in response to all of my thanks, all of the thank yous that I've been receiving in my inbox, I want to say my pleasure. A lot of you very kindly say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for your live shows so we can learn more about Strata, and it's my pleasure to be here. Sean is here saying hello. Sean's saying, I've never seen the video auto start. I don't know what that means, Sean. I don't have a video auto start. I press the button that says go live, and then I press the button and wait for the blinking light to tell me that we are live. So tell me about video auto start. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Sean O here as well. Sean M is saying, Beck and I have more than doubled yours and Rena's list of time deadlines, Amanda. Oh, that's so good to know. Would you be happy to share that, Beck and Sean? Sean's referring to a podcast episode with Rena Van Alst a few weeks ago now, where Rena gave us a long list of the time-sensitive tasks that Strata managers must do. Some of that was edited, I have to say, Sean. The list was a little bit longer than what eventually went to air, so I'm not surprised that you've come up with some more. Would love to see your list. Hey, Margaret, saying happy weekend. Happy weekend to you too, Margaret. Yeah, and great to return to that topic on the podcast, Sean. Sounds good to me. Sean's telling me it never starts playing automatically on the Facebook page. Yeah, not sure. I'm always on this end, so not sure how it comes across on that end. You might need to refresh maybe on that 4 o'clock. I'm generally here on time, and I'm generally watching that countdown to make sure that I can hit live right on 4 o'clock. So maybe if you refresh the Facebook page, anyone else who's having trouble seeing a live video come through right on time. Look, we could get super techie and start doing like a video intro. We could have a bit of a sizzle reel, giving you some highlights, and we could have all of that pre-recorded and have that running for the first couple of minutes so that you're all here ready and waiting when I appear live. Maybe that's in our future. For now, we're keeping it pretty simple. So great to see so many of you here with me live, and feel free to jump on in, as many of you are, into that chat. Let me know what you're up to. Yes, I've chosen this week's question. We are soon going to jump into that. I am in Sydney at the moment. I have traveled here to attend a few appointments over the weekend. So from my country home to my Sydney base, that's why the background might look a little bit different to our usual, not in the home studio. Hey, Kareem, saying hi. Great to have you here with us. All right. So, as I've said, lots of questions submitted for Ask Amanda Now. As I always say, if you are a member in our online membership community and I haven't chosen your question today, then please know that you always have the opportunity to log in to our member Q&A forum and to post your question there. I will be answering those questions over in our forum. I'm often there on the weekends, so I'll be checking in on you and answering what's there waiting for me. And if you're not yet a member, then you can join us inside the membership. I'll come back around and remind you of that opportunity towards the end of our chat today. So the question that I have chosen, we can bring it on up here, Rochelle. The question I've chosen today is from Tracey. And Tracey has said, in short, that she's been advised by the Strata manager that balcony repairs are not covered by insurance. Is this correct? Now, this is something that I have heard previously a few times in my career. Amanda, the Owners Corporation, the Strata Committee, the Strata manager says it's not covered by insurance. what I haven't got, but I'm kind of reading into Tracey's question here, is that because it's not covered by insurance, the strata manager is telling me that they won't fix the problem with the balcony. Little bit more background here. Tracey's saying, I live in a townhouse and there are balconies that have had waterproofing issues. There's been a special levy raised to pay for that balcony repair. There are another few townhouses in the complex which seem to have the same problem. They are experiencing water ingress. There's some watermarks that are appearing. There's some mold. Tracey has been specific in telling me that on the strata plan, the area between the balcony and the inside of the lot has a little S symbol that is connecting those two spaces on the strata plan. And then Tracey tells me, I've been told by the strata manager that the repairs are not covered by insurance. Is this correct? So a few things in there to talk about. Step number one, and Tracey, if you're tuning in, feel free, if you're comfortable, to give me any more information or answer any of these gaps, fill in any of these gaps. But step number one, is the balcony common property? And it sounds to me like that might be a bit of a question mark here, because you specifically said there's a little S symbol on the strata plan between the balcony area and the lot area. That little S symbol is called a vinculum. And what the vinculum is indicating is that the balcony is part of the lot. So it often looks like a little sideways S. It's placed over the top of a line on the strata plan, and it's linking those two parts of the property together. And it's telling us that the balcony is part of the lot. That means that the airspace of the balcony is part of the lot, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the structure of the balcony itself is lot property. It doesn't necessarily mean that the slab and the waterproofing and the tiles and the balustrades are lot property. Generally, those parts of a balcony are actually common property, unless there is a written notation on the plan, the strata plan, that changes that, or there is a bylaw that changes that. The normal, usual in New South Wales position is going to be that a slab, waterproofing, especially where original balcony balustrades are generally going to be common property. So that's the first question to get super clear on. Your strata manager may be telling you that because of this vinculum, this little S, the balcony is part of the lot, it's lot property, not our problem, therefore we're not going to deal with it. There may be a question around whether that's the case or not. That's the first thing to be really clear on. Some comments already coming through in the chat. Hey, Shana, I see you there. Jennifer saying maybe warranty issue. So yeah, absolutely. How old are these townhouses? Tracey, when was the complex constructed? Are you within that warranty from the original builder developer, which is about 6 years in New South Wales? Sean saying if it's wear and tear, that would be correct. It would not be an insurable event. And also saying that the structural aspect of the balcony should remain common property. I agree. And the vinculum brings the cubic space. We're getting technical here now. The cubic space of the balcony to be included in the lot. So I say that cubic space is essentially your airspace, anything within, to be continuing the technical discussion, anything above the upper surface of the floor and the undersurface of the ceiling, the internal surface of the walls and the internal surface of the balustrade, all of that cubic space, all of that airspace is going to be lot property. But it does not, as Sean says, mean that the structure of the balcony is lot property. Definitely have a look at those notes on the strata plan. Moving on to that second part of this question or this discussion, and this is the part that I really wanted to bring to this wider audience. Just because the owner's corporation's building insurer won't cover the problem, won't meet a claim about the damage, does that mean the owner's corporation is not responsible for fixing it? Short answer is no. If the common property requires repair and maintenance, If, for example, the balcony is leaking, as you suspect it is, Tracey, because there are others in the complex that are leaking and that are currently being dealt with. If the common property is in need of repair and maintenance, the owner's corporation has a duty to attend to that repair and maintenance. If an insurer will cover the costs of that, great, that's a bonus for the owner's corporation. But if the insurer will not meet the costs of that repair and maintenance, it does not mean that the owner's corporation is off the hook. In my experience, and strata managers might tell me that this has been changing, but in my experience, strata insurers have in the past been quite generous in their interpretation of their building insurance policies, in the claims that they will accept and what they will pay out. I often see claims on building insurance policies that I think, I don't think the insurer is going to cover that. And then the insurer says, yeah, we will cover that. And here's a payment. Where the problem arises because of a lack of repair and maintenance on the part of the owner's corporation, I think you'll find that generally the policy terms for a policy of building insurance will say, nah, we are not going to cover that. We are going to cover these extraordinary events like a fire or a tree falls down and puts a hole in the roof, or there is a flood. Those are the kinds of insurable events that will generally be covered by a building insurance policy. If your strata manager makes a claim and the insurer sends an assessor out to look at the balcony, and the assessor says, this is a 45-year-old building. Yes, of course, the balcony is leaking because the waterproof membrane has failed and they're not designed to operate for that long. This is a repair and maintenance issue. Then the insurer is not going to respond to that. But it doesn't mean that the owner's corporation is not responsible for fixing the problem. If you've identified it is a problem in the common property, then the owner's corporation has got to foot that bill. So I chose this question to answer because it is something I hear often, certainly not the first time that I've heard it. Owner's corporation won't act because insurer won't cover them. Not good enough. That legal obligation to repair and maintain the common property remains. Hey, Olivia, saying hi there. Good to see you. Sean is saying, yep, strict duty to undertake necessary repairs and maintenance. Kiri is saying, where the strata committee should repair common property, what amount of time or delay should an owner wait? Oh, great question, Kiri. I was just talking about that very time period with a couple of clients I was online with this week, and it is something that I have covered in our strategic strata litigator webinar when I talk about make sure you don't go to the tribunal too early. You do need to give the owner's corporation the opportunity to respond to your request that they repair and maintain, and to either say no or to make very clear that they're not going to do anything. What you want to do, Kiria, is go and have a look at section 232 in our Strata Schemes Management Act. And that has a time period hidden, I think it is. My description of that, there is a time period hidden in there that if you are going to go to the tribunal and you are going to seek an order that the owner's corporation repair and maintain the common property, you do have to prove that they have failed to do so for a certain period of time. Check out section 232. Certainly if you are a member, Kiria, inside our online community, you can go and listen in some detail to me talk about that time period and those steps to be taken in our strategic strata litigator webinar, which is in your NCAT vault. Nina is here. Hey, Nina, saying the insurer will usually cover subsequential damage, but not the cause of the leak if it's a failed membrane. Really great to know, Nina. And that is possibly where my thinking is coming from, that I'm often surprised, oh, wow, insurer is covering those things. So they're going to cover that damage to the floorboards or that damage to the, maybe to the carpet, depending on whether that's actually common property and whether they're original damage to the ceiling or the lot below, perhaps, if there is damage caused by a leak, but they will not cover new waterproofing, that incredibly extensive work that now needs to be done to balconies. Trust me, I know under the Design and Building Practitioners Act, if we're re-waterproofing balconies, they're not going to cover fixing that source of the problem. Thank you, Nina, for sharing that. Okay, Oh, Sean's gone over and had a look at section 232. Thank you very much, Sean. And Sean's also saying fixtures and fittings may be covered if damaged under an insurable event. Great. Love you guys. Love that you are on the ground living and breathing this and able to help us out here. So, Tracey, if you are tuning in, those are the two things that are important to be across with this question. We might just get the question back up here, Rochelle. Making sure that the balconies are indeed common property. Just because you've got that vinculum, that little S that's linking the two parts of the lot there, doesn't necessarily mean that the balcony is lot property. The airspace is lot property. It is very likely that the structure of the balcony is lot property. So step one, check that it's common property. And if it is common property, and indeed the common property requires repair or some kind of maintenance, then the owner's corporation should be attending to that, even if the costs of that are not going to be covered by the building insurer. Hope that is helpful for you, Tracey. Those who have not had their question answered, and I'm counting on a few hands today, how many of you have not had your question answered today? Because I've only chosen one from that list that you have sent through. If you're a member, please post your question into our members Q&A forum. There were actually also a couple of questions that came through, I wanted to say, that I've already answered here on our Ask Amanda Now session. There was a question about agency agreements where the Strata management company has transferred their business to another business. That one's been answered a little while ago here on Ask Amanda Now, and we'll make sure that the person who asked that question gets the link to that chat. Those of you who are tuning in, you can go through our video library, and we try to make sure that there is a summary there at the top of each video of what the topic that is covered in that session, so you can have a scroll through there. And if you are particularly interested in where a Strata management company sells their business to a new company, what happens with the agency agreement, the contract between the owner's corporation and the Strata manager, just pop me a note here in the comments, and Rochelle will make sure that we get you the link to that particular answer. There was also a question about books and records and records inspections. I covered that in quite a bit of detail last week during our Friday Live. So if you're interested in records inspections, how you get access, whether you have to pay for access, whether everything should be on the portal and accessible to owners for free, that's definitely something I covered and we talked about last week. If I haven't previously covered your question and you desperately need that answer, you're not yet inside our online membership community, then please do come on over and join us. The place to go to find out more about our membership and to join us is stratamembership.com. Now is an excellent time to be joining us inside the membership. If you get in before midnight on the 30th of June, you will be able to secure the current pricing for our monthly memberships. That pricing is going up on the 1st of July. It is going up for new members who join us from that date onwards. It is not going up for any current members. So I want to make that super clear. The rates that our current members are on are not changing. But those who join us, miss that midnight deadline, join us from the 1st of July onwards, you will be paying about 20% higher for your memberships. So if you're thinking about the membership, you want to get in, you want to jump in that forum, you want to ask me a question and get my answer, then the time to do that is before midnight on the 30th of June. And we're only about a week, 7-8 days or so away from that date. So do head over and check out stratamembership.com. Beat the price rise, beat that 1st of July price rise, and join us by midnight on the 30th of June. Excellent. Good to see you too, Bill and Ben, joining in and congratulating Sean. Yeah, great work, Sean. Thank you for being here, helping us out here today. Thank you all for joining us for Ask Amanda Now. Let you out into your weekend in Strata. Have fun, be good, not too good. Catch you all here next week. Bye for now.